Okay, so I've got my iPhone out, and I want to start by actually showing a quick hardware aspect of the iPhone that I think is important for seniors. And that is, on the left side, when you're looking at your phone, you've got a few things here. First of all, we've got a couple volume buttons. These volume buttons will work for your ringer if you're not in any program. It's going to adjust the volume of your ringer, and there you can see it says it on my screen as I click those buttons. If, however, I'm watching a video or in a game or anything that plays music, these buttons will adjust the volume of whatever you're listening to. So kind of keep that in mind. But the other big thing I want to point out is this little switch up here. A lot of people just kind of ignore that switch. And what that is the silence switch. So if I flip this, and I'm going to flip it, but I'm also going to show you my screen while I flip it. I'm going to turn my phone back over, and I'm going to flip this switch. You'll notice that this symbol pops up telling me that my phone was on silent. If I flip it again, it turns it off silent. So if you go to a movie or you go into a place where you don't want your phone to ring, that is the easiest way to turn your phone on silent. Now another thing I want to show you is this right here, this icon on my screen, and you can see it says settings. The more and more I work with older generations that are new to certain technologies, I find that they get flustered at first glance and just kind of have trouble concentrating on one aspect of their device. But one of the biggest things that I recommend is that you read everything in front of you. So, look at your screen and read your icons. If you want to find a location, you'll see that I have the Google Maps app up here, and I'm going to show you how to download apps in a few minutes here. But what comes with your phone is actually a different Maps app, which I believe I still have in here. You can see it's called Maps, okay, and I've put that in a folder. But if you want to find directions to a place, go ahead and click on Maps, and then you can enter your directions. The more you read and the more you get used to what these icons say on your phone, the more you will find use for them. You'll say, oh, I wanted to look up a contact, and I know it's on my iPhone, but I just don't know how to do it, so I'm not even going to bother. Well, if you just glance at these icons, you'll see that there's a contacts icon that you can click on to go ahead and pull up your contacts. So always be looking at your screen. But as I mentioned, this is the settings icon, and when you click on that, this is where all of your phone's settings are, okay? So I would recommend really spending a lot of time going through this aspect of your phone. I could spend an hour or more in this video going over just the settings here, and I'm not going to do that because I don't think that it's going to be as worth it I don't think it's going to be as worth it as it is for you to actually go through on your own and absorb what these settings are. But you can notice right off the bat we've got airplane mode. So if you go on a plane, you want to use your phone to look at photos or really do anything, you can turn it on airplane mode, and you'll be allowed to use it once you're in flight. If you need to connect to a wireless network, okay, here's where you can turn Wi-Fi on and off. So mine's off right now. I could turn it on, and it'll start looking for networks. I'm going to keep that off for now. Here's Bluetooth. Unless you have a Bluetooth headset that you want to set up, I wouldn't worry about that right now. Same with personal hotspot. That's probably not something that you're going to be using this for when you first get your phone. Down here is the notifications, okay? And there are a lot of different options for notifications because every single app that you have on your phone has its own notification settings. But really what's important about this is if you're finding that one of these icons on your screen is popping up with these numbers and it's annoying and you don't like it, or there's actually alerts popping up on your phone, find out what app it is, and then you can go into your settings to your notifications, find the app. So if it was CNN, I could go here, and then I could change the settings. I could say, no, I don't want alerts from CNN anymore. I want to turn that off. Do I want sounds when something happens with CNN? In other words, do I want to hear a ding? So those are all choices that you can make specifically for each app. So keep in mind that notifications section up here. The general settings are definitely something you're going to want to look at to turn Siri on and off. You can do so in the Siri tab. If you need to do a software update, this is where you're going to be able to do that, although it will prompt you automatically as well. If you want to format your date and time or your keyboard or any of those general settings that you would on a computer, this is where you can set those as well. So take a look at that. To change your wallpaper and brightness, so if your phone is too bright, not bright enough, here's where you can change that. You can change your wallpaper by clicking on this section right here, and it's going to bring up all the photos on your phone available to use as a background. I'm not going to do that right now. So you've got a number of different settings in here. If you want to configure different settings for your phone, your messages, there's tons of them, and that's why I'm not going to go over all of these right now. But I really think that on your phone specifically, you should go through all of these settings at some point. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my home screen, and one of the last things I want to show you is the App Store, because you can see I've got a bunch of different icons and apps on my computer. You can see on my phone, you can see I have folders. I actually have another video here on YouTube that shows you how to create folders, so go ahead and check that out if that's something you're interested in. But I want to show you a specific app, and I have it in my utilities, but it's this App Store app, okay? So if you want to perform a basic search on Google or something like that, you're not going to go to the App Store. You're going to go into Safari, and you're going to click up in this search box, and you're just going to type your search. Okay, that's how you're going to search Google. But if I want to find a specific app, like I have the Weather Channel app, if you want to find this Gmail app that I've got down here at the bottom of my phone, you might want to find, a flashlight app. I've got a flashlight on my phone. You can see I can go to it right there. I've got a calculator that comes automatically with your phone, I believe. If you want to be able to scan QR codes, any of these specific functions that you can't just do on the internet, you're going to want to go to this App Store icon. And that's going to take you where you can download all sorts of different apps. And you can see they're categorized by what's hot. Then you've got crafts and creating and games, and you can even go over here to this categories up here at the top, and you could look at specific categories of apps. So this is another one of those things where even if you don't know exactly what you want, I recommend checking out the App Store, because you might find some stuff that you like in there, and that's going to just help you improve how you use your phone. You'll learn new things. So don't be afraid to check things out. I think that's one of the big things with technology and seniors or older generations is they kind of get overwhelmed by it at first glance, and so they're afraid to really dig in and experiment. And that's what you need to do with your phone. Remember where the settings are. Remember how you can change the volume and you can silence your phone over here on the left. And just continue to play around with your phone. Go into the settings, check things out, go into the App Store, find some useful apps. Even search on Google for some useful apps, and maybe even specifically for seniors. Maybe that'll be a future video I do here on YouTube. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a like here on YouTube. And if you want to see more technology tips and tutorials, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's all I have for you today. It's Anson from AnsonAlex.com.